Good Sunday morning. I'm Jaden Jefferson, and welcome to Community Focus. This week, I was joined by Wade Gottschalk, Executive Director of Wood County Economic Development. Here's our extended conversation. What was your reaction to Peloton's news that it wouldn't be coming to Wood County?
Well, obviously, we'd have liked the project to have gone forward as they had proposed. But I think what they had offered as a solution to that, considering the issues they were going through internally, of finishing, the shell of the building off and putting it up for sale, along with the acreage, is probably about the best outcome we could, hope for. There's a lot of opportunity in the market these days, especially at that kind of scale of a building. And that's probably a better solution than maybe them holding back and sitting on it for a few years while trying to make a decision, while it just sits there empty.
Do you expect the county to bounce back from this loss?
Well, sure. I mean, I don't even consider it a loss at this point because really, they hadn't got up and running. I mean, the building was still under construction. So we didn't have, an issue of a company that was existing that had 2,000 employees like they had promised that was then, causing a mass layoff issue. What we really have is a construction project that's still going to finish. And then we'll be looking to fill that building. So kind of at this point, we're treating it more as like if you had a spec building in the first place. If somebody had come in, a year ago and said, hey, we're going to put up a 1 million square foot spec building, we'd have been happy for that too. If somebody had come to us a year ago and said, hey, we're going to put up a 1 million square foot spec building, we would have been ecstatic for that as well. And we have a lot of other projects going on in the county that are providing jobs and opportunities to our residents and to the residents of the region, that are ongoing as we speak.
What industries do you think could benefit from having companies in that facility?
I mean, really anything, because they're building such a kind of a shell at this point. It's not really a specific purpose what they're going to finish it as. So you could see anything from, kind of light medium manufacturing to, another distribution center or something along those lines. We obviously hope it doesn't go as just plain warehousing, but my guess is it won't, based on probably the price point, that it'd be at. Probably be a little bit priced out of kind of a normal warehouse operation, but any kind of, an e-commerce fulfillment center, to manufacturing, we'll all be able to go in there.
We're still near the beginning of 2022. So far this year, how would you say Wood County is doing overall when it comes to economic development?
Well, I'll go back to last year, I guess, because it is a little early this year. So I think we've been doing very well the last few years. You look at some of the projects that are, either ongoing or completed. You have the Amazon project, which, initially promised 1,000 jobs, and they're over 4,000 over at that facility. You have First Solar. It's building a building that's actually almost twice the size of the Peloton facility. Most people don't realize just how big of a project that was. That's ongoing and, still on schedule for completion. And when that's done, that's going to make that First Solar campus that we have here in Wood County the largest solar manufacturer in the Western Hemisphere. So, I mean, there's a lot going on here, set aside the Peloton issue. We have a lot going on in Wood County.
What do you think makes Wood County an attractive county for manufacturing businesses?
Well, I think a few things. I think one thing, obviously, you can talk about the transportation network, the access to infrastructure, right? And we don't just have, we've got the, I-75, I-80-90 intersect here. We have obviously available industrially zoned land. We also have heavy power availability, rail, heavy, big gas availability, water and sewer. The Toledo, plants that serve the northern half of the county are, have a lot of capacity there. And we have great partnerships in the region that help us, land these projects. So you can have all that stuff, all those great assets, but at the end of the day, it's the people in your team that have to be able to get you across the finish line. And we have a great team, and that team's regional. It's not just, me at Wood County Economic Development or our local elected officials or things. We work with the Regional Growth Partnership. We work with Jobs Ohio. We'll work with the city of Toledo and Lucas County on different projects. So, we have a lot of partners in this, and everybody kind of comes together on the same page to make sure we win as much as we can.
How do the surrounding counties and communities benefit when we have these new manufacturers come into Wood County? It's rural area, so it's easier for them to build these factories. So how do the surrounding areas benefit?
Well, obviously, they benefit from the job creation, right? So, the nice thing we have here, I'm from the Cleveland area. So originally, I know it's been 25 years or so, but I'm originally from there. And so you look at the transportation, you can get a lot farther, a lot faster out here than you could, say, in Cleveland. And so, the commute range for a lot of these facilities, because they're close to I-75, they're close to the Turnpike or 24 or whatever, provide some pretty easy access to people that want to get jobs, depending on where they live. So they may live in a more rural county, or they may live up in Lucas County, but they can get jobs here. In the case of the Peloton project, that's in a joint economic development district, so there's a revenue sharing with Toledo there. So Toledo still benefits from that project, on an income tax basis, even if it's in Wood County itself.
What would you say have been some significant achievements for Wood County in the last couple of years?
There are a few of them. The first solar projects obviously are some of the big ones because that's a company that's homegrown. And it's expanded here a bunch, and they've had other opportunities, and so it's nice to know that when we keep seeing expansions here, that we're doing something right, that they're happy enough to stay here and to keep investing hundreds of millions of dollars in Wood County in Northwest Ohio. And so we had the Amazon facility was a big win, and that's up to 4,000 jobs. NSG's glass plant, which obviously serves for solar, but that was the first glass plant they've built in like 30 years in the United States. And so that's a big win for us because that's, we're the glass capital of the world. And so to have another glass plant, brand new facility there is really nice out in Troy Township. And then we've had a few e-commerce, Home Depot's e-commerce fulfillment center has been growing like a weed. And the Walgreens distribution center in Perrysburg Township has also nearly doubled in size in both employees and square footage in the last few years. So we've had a lot of projects that have gone down, and we're still working on more. We've got 3 national developers currently working on sites, one at near CSX in Henry Township near North Baltimore's North Point. In the middle of the county, we have another developer working on a project. And then the north end of the county, we have a project in Rossford with a national developer. So there's a lot going on here in Wood County that stands to benefit not just us here in Wood County, but obviously the region as a whole for a long time to come.
For manufacturers looking to grow and expand, why would you say Wood County would be the best place to do that?
Well, we think that, all of Northwest Ohio really is a great place to do business. Our workforce here is second to none. And as I said before, the transportation network we specifically have in Wood County, but really a lot of Northwest Ohio has access to, gives them access to over half the U.S. population in a one-day's drive. And that's a big deal, right? I mean, that's your trucks getting to different distribution points. That's getting to different suppliers that may bring in your raw materials. That's getting your finished goods out as well. So there's a lot of advantage here, and we have great fresh water supplies thanks to Lake Erie and the Maumee River. We have, as I said before, Toledo has invested a lot of money in their water and sewer plant that serve part of our county. City of Bowling Green has invested a lot of money into their water and sewer plants that serve the middle and kind of southern part of the county. So we're in really good shape in terms of infrastructure here, and that makes a big deal. And we have zoned land, and we have a great team in terms of permitting and building inspection to get these projects off the ground. And those are all things companies are really looking for right now.
Finally, what do you expect 2022 to look like for Wood County economic development?
We'd hope it'd be another good, successful year. It's obviously always tough to top the last two, considering the size and scope of the projects we've had. But we're already working on some projects, like I said, with these developers, and so we'd expect that 2022 should be a pretty good year. The U.S. economy looks pretty strong, and that benefits us well. As we're not kind of isolated here. We feed off that U.S. economy, and the U.S. economy looks pretty strong right now, and so. Projects are still coming in. We're still seeing a lot of leads, and we hope to land a few of those for ourselves this year, and hopefully have another good year.
Wade Gottschalk, Executive Director of Wood County Economic Development. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you.
Thank you. You have a great day.